Hope you guys are ready for another episode of Double D's in your face. That's right.
And welcome back to another episode of Toxic Masculinity, where we are here to entertain, offend, defend anybody and everybody that we so desire. We are just simply men speaking about manly things. So if we tend to offend you, you have your right to either watch us or not. But rest assured, we shall not lose sleep about it. My co-host has been the last two times. It's been Tony Martinez sitting in for the long and awaited Mr. the Predator, Don Frye. But we actually have Don back here once again. And so we're going to simply start things right off with talking about to Mr. Frye to see how is he doing and is he back to his old codgy, crinkety self?
Knock it off. Knock it off. What do you sissies want?
Yeah,
we want to know how you're doing, Don, and all the fans have missed you. Missed that ugly face. And Quinn. Mainly Quinn. Everyone wants to know how Quinn's doing more than
what is about that? So many more people are inquiring about where's Quinny? We need to see Quinny on the air.
Quinny just got done eating, so she's over digesting her food on the couch.
Oh, I see. In other words, she's snoring.
Yes.
So we'll hear her in the background like normal. For when Dan's telling his stories, we'll hear Quinn in the background. Oh, move on. Well, let's hop in straight to it, Don. How the hell are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm not good, but I'm better. Let's put it that way. Spent some time in the hospital, or two different hospitals actually, and now I'm down in Sierra Vista healing up at my friend's house, and I got a PICC line in my damn arm, and he's got to give me antibiotics, infuse antibiotics into me every 8 hours. So gonna be that way for the next 2.5 months. And then after that, I have to take antibiotic pills for the rest of my damn life.
Well, I guess that's better than the alternatives there, Don. Better than the alternatives. So
and
at least
do you mind sharing with everybody like why exactly you do have to do that?
Oh, my body's rejecting the metal rods in my back. So I ended up getting an infection. Had an infection in my spine that sent me to the hospital, toss up between the hospital and the morgue and hospital one, I think.
Okay, but even over like the last, let's say 4 or 5 years, you've actually been in and out of a number of different hospitals and clinics that because of infections. Do you think this might have been the start back then that your body possibly rejecting these rods at that point? And because I mean they had to reopen you up again to actually clean out infections and stuff like that. I know at least on a couple of different occasions.
Yeah, they've had to replace the rods 3 times, I think, because I kept breaking them, and I don't play well with others, obviously, and so I don't know if it's actually a legitimate reason that my body's rejecting the rods, or that's just their best guess, since I've had the infection since 2010, one of those reoccurring things.
Yeah. Well, again, at one point in time, I thought, again, because I want to come up with this prognosis, but I want you to say it though. When at one point in time, didn't they say that they thought that some of the screws or something like that in the attachments might have been loose? Yeah.
Trying to say my screws are loose, Mr. Severn. Yes, my screws are loose.
Well, Don, I just, like I say, I don't think it was going to take really a medical practitioner to come up with this diagnosis there right now, but
didn't take a rocket scientist. No.
We could have saved you some time, Don.
But didn't it say that some of the metal connections or something like that might have come loose or something of that nature as
Yeah,
well?
yeah, they're loose and rattling around and stabbing me and all that good nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, it's kind of going. You kind of have to smile and laugh about it, even though not from your perspective here. But when you said, "Well, yeah, I might have some screws loose," but and you had to go to a doctor to go get that diagnosis, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
Hashtag.
anyone that climbs at the cage in the first place, I think there's just a little something wrong with them.
Well, that's only if they're fighting, and you've never been in a fight. You just purely competition.
Competition.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, again, we're just just having some fun at your expenses right now, but knowing that you sound like your old ornery self there once again, and that's what the fans want to be able to hear. They want to hear the regular old Don Frye. That's what they want to hear
That's
from.
it.
And actually, one of the people that this Harry, I'm not going to do any justice.
Harry Balls.
What's that? No.
Don's biggest fan.
This is Harry Dardioff down in Florida. He always basically, I chat with him almost each time that I jump on the road there, checking in because he's a former Navy veteran that literally has 5 Purple Hearts. So it's kind of going. I kept thinking, I said, Harry, I said, this wasn't all done at once, though, was it? Where you shot like multiple times over the years? And he goes, yep. And I said, you really have tested fate there a great deal there. The fact that you have 5 Purple Hearts. I go, I think you better, it's probably a good thing that you got out of the military at that point. I just don't know if you're going to survive that 6th one or that 7th time of getting shot. So
apparently he didn't learn to duck.
No. Well, again, he's one of these people that I definitely want to have on the podcast somewhere down the road because he doesn't think he did anything great. But to me, it's like going the fact that you went into the military, you were actually underage at the time, and basically he lied on his on the documentation stuff like that because he wanted to do the right thing. He wanted to go and fight the bad people, And I'm thinking, gee, that's about as all American as you could possibly get. That wanting to go out and do the right thing. Now we have military that wants to pull out the yellow card.
Oh my God, yeah. When they're stressed during basic training, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the person I want being, sharing a foxhole or something like that. There with that at that point, you want someone bigger, better than what you are. That's going to save your bacon in case things go wrong. So,
right.
Strange times is what we're having. Hopefully, we'll all wake up eventually. It will all been just a bad dream.
Oh my God! I mean, look at this shit going on now. This idiot at the White House. They're lying about everything. He's denying that we're in a recession. And they're changing the definition of recession, which it's been that way for 50 years. And they're just powder coating everything, sugar coating everything they have. So they don't have to accept responsibility.
Yeah, no, but you said key words, the fact that they're just blatantly lying now. I mean, it's not even a good cover up. It's just blatantly lying, and just like I said, we're now going to change the definition of this, the definition of that. No, there's a definition that was already placed, and you guys are violating it.
Well, they stole the election from President Trump. I mean, that's obvious. Everybody in the world knows it. Even the goddamn people on the other side of the world know it. And that's. They installed this cowardly lion in there who doesn't even know where the hell he's at, and he walked into walls, shaking hands with invisible people, and then this pedophile drug addict son, making deals with China. Hell, they've made what, $30 million from China, and everybody's scratching their head saying, is this guy compromised? Oh my God, come on, he sold us out. He sold us out. Why are we sitting around with our thumbs up our asses and putting up with the nonsense? I mean, they stole the election from Trump. It all started with who's that? Obama. When they elected him, he wasn't even born in this country, And when they snuck that one past us, they said, you know what, we can do anything. We can do anything.
Well, that's why it's so important. Everyone needs to get out and vote too. Primaries are coming up, and you need to go do it in person. In my opinion, go find your library, whatever, your post office, wherever they're doing their voting polls. Get out there and go vote in person. Make your
do that, and make your voice heard, but then also vote for the right type of thing, and make it certain that showing a voter's ID and things of that nature, so that we can prevent things from ever happening again. I mean, it's with this new electronic age, I think that's going to be hard to do, because I think there's just so many different ways that things can be manipulated anymore, and that's the sad part. But to me, it's like there's got to be some type of identification. You can't simply just say, we're just accepting everyone's vote. Yeah, and they're still showing where people who have been dead for years are actually still voting. So
look at that. In Afghanistan, they make them stick their thumb in purple ink. They give their thumbprint. I mean, how come we're not doing something like that? I mean, that's a third world country. These third world countries have more secure elections than we do.
Yep, we did fine before we had the electronics. We had no problem getting all of our votes counted, and and everything was fine. How come we can't?
Well, actually, I think a lot of people even have on their cell phone. They actually have facial recognition. I mean, to me, it's like going, how much more? I mean, that's a cell phone here. Who cares about what people want to do in their talk and stuff like that on their cell phone? But the reality is, when you're doing like voting for like the president of the United States, I would think that you would want some type of security put into place, though, that the right votes are being cast.
Well, the only time that look at the border, the southern border. It's a sieve. I mean, they've already allowed 3 million people into this country. We don't know who the hell they are. They're saying, a bunch of them are possible terrorists, and they only have the lines on like 55 of them or something like that. But they know that 1,000 terrorists have snuck in. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The president and the Congress have failed in their jobs. They took an oath to the Constitution to secure and preserve the Constitution. They have failed. They have betrayed us. They have completely betrayed us.
I can't even say anything more on that. I mean, I totally agree. They really should be up for almost all the people should be put up for some type of treason for what they're doing to our country. Because it falls in what all the things that they're doing against financially, what they're doing to our country, what they're doing in the allowing all these illegal aliens that are across the border. There's a right way of doing things, a wrong way. And there's some other people that want to be on our podcast that they are from different countries, but they came in the right way. And they're actually angry about allowing all these other people, Mississippi, to come on.
They're madder than,
most Americans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they had to wait in line and do it properly.
Yeah. Well, there's again, politics is one aspect. When you look at our educational system, how the standards of education, how they continue to be lowered. We are not producing that great of an American student anymore.
No, we haven't been.
Not that sharp anymore. So
we haven't been, since the 60s, when they lowered all the standards, and lowering the standards is not doing anybody a favor. It's putting them in a worse situation.
Again, guy just you brought the word lowering of the standards overall. I mean, Don, I work with law enforcement corrections officers as well, and there was a point in time that you had to be a certain height, and you had to maintain a certain weight. You had to have a certain physicality about you, and yet when I'm going in to teach classes, it's like I would fail about 65 to 70% of the individuals that show up, just because they are physically unable to do the right job.
Equal opportunity employment does not do anybody a favor.
No.
There's some jobs you're just not meant to do. And I'm not capable of playing NBA, right? So, I'm not even going to try go out there and try and dribble a ball.
If you change your gender,
why
you could
would I
probably
waste
play.
time? Why would I waste their time auditioning for a team?
Yeah. Well, actually, Tony was making even though he's making a crack, but he's still making a good point, because you can wake up tomorrow morning and identify as being a female.
Right.
And now you want to be a female amateur wrestler. You want to be a female MMA fighter. You want to be a female whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous that people can simply allow this to take place, and they're going to support it. Or let the child make up their own mind. I mean, it's a child. I mean, there's a reason why parents are supposed to be doing their parenting, and teachers are supposed to do their education right now, to actually try to help young people in the right direction.
Yeah.
And all you do it to me is like, you're just confusing people, or you're allowing them to simply play what I call the stupid card. There's a lot of stupidity.
They're not even being a father or mother, or even a supervisor. They're not even properly supervising these kids, to allow them to do shit like this.
Yeah. Boy, Tony, we're on a roll here right now.
No.
What next group can we go after? Just go after, crush.
Well, before we go on to something else, I kind of want to just well, that's what a lot of the fans that were saying. They just want to know what happened to Don, which you already touched base on, and just to let Don know that there's so many fans that are wishing you well. I mean, we got prayers for Don. Can't wait for Don to get back in the chair. We miss Don. Everybody like I said, I could go on for probably an hour of just everybody throwing in comments, wishing you well, Don. Can't wait for you to get better. And they just everyone sending positive thoughts and prayers for you. I mean, that's all I'll put it.
Until this last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. But we did get one. I sent a few in before we started this, just so we had something. But yeah,
some positive.
No, but like I said, just so many people, man, just out there, and then just wishing you well, Don, and can't wait for you to get back, and just want to see you healthy.
Well, thank you all. Thank you all very much. I can't wait to get healthy and be back too.
Thank you for watching another episode of Double D's in your face. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.